following Matt James's journey as the Bachelor, but Tyler Cameron just shared a new video of their bromance that includes Brazilian waxes, and we have all the details. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. We are so excited to talk about this video, but before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future updates. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring, and I'm joined by the wonderful Avery Grooms.
Hello.
So Avery, let's just dive right in because honestly, there is a lot to unpack from this video. Obviously, long before Mr. Matt James was the Bachelor, Bachelor Nation fell in love with him just through his friendship with Tyler Cameron alone, and it was such a fun treat to get some content from these two together again. This Brazilian wax came about because Tyler had the idea to help get Matt prepared for his season, to make him go sort of experience what the women in his season might be going through to get prepped for the show. He said, quote, Matt can have a real appreciation for these girls when they come out of the limo. So obviously this is a totally crazy, painful idea, but it is true. The girls have to stock up on makeup, get their hair colored, buy 100 dresses. I feel like this was just the right amount of torture for Matt to go through. What were your thoughts on Tyler's idea for this little prep?
Crazy idea. I just love them together though, because no guy says hey, let's go do this. The most painful thing girls go through to prep. So, I mean, from my personal experience, this is something I dread. It's so painful. And you got to be crazy to be I want to go do this. But it's even funnier, the place they're coming from. It's I want a sense of appreciation for what these girls go through. So it's kind of cute and silly. I just think they're such a good duo.
They really are. I feel like this is literally why we love them. They're always doing crazy stuff. It's always as crazy as it is, somehow charming. Very classic Tyler and Matt energy. Like you were saying, for anyone who isn't aware out there, a Brazilian is obviously the worst of the worst. It is very, very painful in and of itself, no matter what version of it you're getting. But Tyler decided, why not up the ante, and intentionally requested that they incorporate more painful wax into the mix. Basically, the person said, okay, this is what we usually do. And he was like, no, I'm going for the most extreme version of this ever. Because I guess why not? I feel like he really didn't know what he was getting himself into. He explained that he saw the 40-year-old virgin, and that experience specifically looked very painful. So that's what they were trying to replicate. Let's take a look at Tyler's experience, because I certainly think they replicated it.
You have to wait a minute. Sorry, it's a little warm.
Too hot?
Yes. Thank you.
Oh
my gosh. I mean, I cannot imagine intentionally putting yourself through something like that. What were your thoughts? I don't even know what to say.
I mean, is that fun? No one watches that scene from 40-Year-Old Virgin and goes, I really want to go do that. And then they also requested the most painful wax, which is the white strips. And if you guys are familiar with Brazilians, the white strips are very frowned upon because they pull the most skin. And the expert was even telling them no, I don't recommend this. This is really bad. But they were no, let's just do at least one of those. So props to them for taking the most extreme pain in this already kind of dreadful experience.
Literally so crazy. Matt, of course, on the show, we're getting to know him so well, his charming, wonderful self. And he's talked a lot about his relationship with his mother, how important she is to him, how close they are. And funny enough, she happened to be FaceTiming him right as he was diving into this traumatic experience. So let's take a look at that as well.
Mom.
Ready?
Hold on one second.
Deep breath.
Ah! It's okay. I'll call you back.
Perfect or not so perfect perfect timing aside, I cannot believe it. I feel like he took it as best he could. I mean, it's just a painful experience. He handled it pretty well.
Yeah. I mean, the fact he even picked up the phone in that moment is like, that's kind of hard to do when you're like screaming and going through all this pain. But so respectful to his mom, of course. He still answered. I would have just hung up and been like, I'll call you later. But that's Matt for you.
It totally is. Obviously, I mean, with Matt being the Bachelor, with Tyler being such a beloved member of Bachelor Nation, so many people are hoping that we get a cameo from Tyler this season. Bubble and pandemic aside, we know that in Claire and Tayshia's bubble, they were able to get some Bachelor Nation faves in there. So now that we've had this video come out, I am just so like renewed my obsession with their friendship. And I'm really, really hopeful we get an appearance from Tyler this season. Do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll make an appearance because he's not only one of like the Bachelor Nation's favorites, but also he's Matt James's best friend coincidentally. So there's no reason he would not be there at some point, especially those moments where they bring on someone to talk to or just ask advice. Like that will definitely be Tyler.
I totally agree. And I mean, listen, just from those teasers alone, we know Matt's going to be going through it this season. So I cannot wait to see how Tyler steps in, what kind of guidance he offers. It's going to be so wonderful. I'm just manifesting it at this point. Let's just talk as though it's happening so that we definitely get it at some point this season. I'm curious. I mean, obviously, I would love to see Tyler in any capacity, but I feel like he and Matt are so close. He's probably very close to his mom as well. I wonder if we're going to get some sort of hometowns this season. Do you think maybe Tyler could pop up with Matt's mom? Like that could maybe be interesting.
Yeah, I definitely think that would make sense too, just because of how close they are. And viewers love Tyler and Matt loves Tyler. And I'm pretty sure him and his mom are also close. So I think that would be perfect. Just a little family get together.
That aside, you guys, hopefully we get some more content from Tyler and Matt in the future. Who knows what videos Tyler could have prepped before Matt left to start his journey. So fingers crossed, we're going to get some more fun stuff very soon. On that note, we want to know what you guys thought of this crazy video, this crazy experience, and if you think Tyler will be making an appearance on Matt's season of the show. Let us know down in the comments. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell because we will be covering all things Matt all season long. As always, I'm your host, Fiona Zaring. I was joined by the incredible Avery Grooms. Our socials are on the screen right now. Come say hi. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.